Proof of work is an energy-intensive mining process used to verify transactions and secure the network, while proof of stake is an energy-efficient validation process used to verify transactions and secure the network. So basically, the merge is simply a change of the consensus mechanism used to verify transactions and secure the network. And there are 3 truths we can expect from the merge. 1. The ETH acronym or ticker symbol will remain ETH. 2. The proof of stake consensus layer will exponentially reduce Ethereum's energy consumption by about 99.95%, which will allow for more adoption from corporations, politicians, and big institutions that are concerned about environmental effects. And 3. The merge will significantly reduce the amount of Ether in circulation, which will be mathematically equivalent to about 3 Bitcoin halvings. Right now, with proof of work, about 13,500 ETH enter circulation in the form of payments to miners per day, which comes out to an annual inflation rate of about 4.3%. Now, with the proof of stake, the amount of Ether entering circulation will be about 1,300, which drops the annual inflation rate to about 0.3 or 0.4%. People are calling this a triple halving event because it would take Bitcoin 3 halving events, which happen approximately every 4 years, to drop to that annual inflation level. And with the EIP 1559 burning upgrade that was implemented about a year ago, which involves burning or permanently removing Ether from circulation as transaction fees, when network activity is high, it's possible that Ether experiences deflation. This means as the supply of Ether decreases and the level of demand stays the same or increases, each Ether token becomes more valuable over time.
It's great to have you on the program, Michael. It's called the merge, supposed to be happening in September. Explain to us exactly what's happening for the uninclined here.
Yeah, and Brian, thanks for having me on, and it's great to talk about this. Really what's happening behind the scenes is, as you mentioned, the proof of work algorithm that is the bedrock of the consensus layer for Ethereum is getting shifted over to a proof of stake mechanism. Maybe some of your listeners viewers have seen the warehouses of computers that go on to proliferate the Bitcoin network. That level of interaction and that level of computational power is just not going to be needed anymore for Ethereum. Some of the benefits of this include, according to the Ethereum Foundation, a 99+% decrease in the energy consumption. And what this really represents for the longer term prognosis of Ethereum is this is a major milestone on the roadmap to scaling for Ethereum. This doesn't have any direct implications for scaling immediately, but there are a number of other parallel protocol upgrades that we're tracking and excited about that the merge would enable to be able to actually be added in at a later date.
It's better. I went back and looked at all the times I traded Bitcoin from 2013 when I first got in at 200. I rode it up to, it went up to 2,000 to 1,000. So it went up 5x in 2 months. Went all the way back down 85%. I just held it because I wanted to treat it like an option. I wanted to see, and I had a 10-year view. And I said, listen, it's probably going to 100,000, worst case, 1 million, best case, over the next 10 to 20 years. So I held it, it went back 85%, it rallied all the way back up, and I got out during the forking wars in 2018, 17, and I've made 10 times my money and thought I was a genius. It went up another 10x and then came back down again, so it was fine. I went back, and then I rebought in 2020 in that sell-off. I went back and did the maths on my much smaller position that I started with versus the much bigger when I really went in, irresponsibly long in 2020. If I'd have just held my original stake, I'd have made 5 times as much money by not. And I traded it well. I made money every time. And if I'd have just held it, I'd have made 5x. If I'd have just doubled, just keep adding my original stake every time it sold off in the big cycles and got down to that 5-year moving average, I'd have made 25x. I'm like, Raul, you're a fucking idiot.
Cool. What's your take on, you kind of already addressed this, but ETH dominance has never done this before, held its own in a bear market. Is that going to go away, to your best guess, after the merge?
Is that going to go away? Well, looking at the Ethereum dominance chart right here, I think Ethereum dominance is only going to continue from here, actually. This is an incredibly bullish chart.
Yes, I'm talking about after the merge in September, going up till September and then drop.
It probably goes up until the actual merge, maybe like a week before, something like that. I'd be looking for pullbacks once you start to get into this region here, especially the 24 to 26% range. After that, do I look for it to continue on from there? Probably yes. I mean, this is actually a rather bullish chart long term. Just going to take a long time to actually occur. I mean, we're looking at a monthly right here, so realistically, this would happen, maybe by end of year if it's going to happen at all. But yes, this is actually a chart that I'd be quite bullish on. So I do think that Ethereum will continue to maintain its hold, and this is clearly showing that the market is favoring it in the long term.
Is this ETH dominance against everything else, or ETH against Bitcoin?
This is Ethereum dominance against everything else. Yes.
It's a really interesting time. And what we need, right, is what we've always needed: new entrants, more adoption. Raul sends out the chart all the time. I saw another update from someone else, of the internet S curve and where we are. And it's 1998, 1999, somewhere in there. And we are going to inflect, and we're going to get the next billion. Just let that number sit for a second. Billion people actually get a wallet, actually watch your show, actually do some buying, and that's in the future. Right now it's 100 million of us, kind of close friends, all talking to each other, preaching to the choir.
For sure.
What needs to happen is the other people need to realize, this is more than just a speculative playground for day traders, because it is. It is the future of finance. It is the future of payment rails. It is the future of money, full stop. But, which one and how and all that stuff, that's all yet to be determined. But, biggest wealth creation opportunity, I'm going to see in my lifetime. And I plan to be around a long time because I still got an 11-year-old, but it's big.